Hey, fourth graders. Today for English class, you're going to be looking at adverbs. Now, adverbs are words that describe verbs. That's mostly what we'll be working on. Now, adverbs can also describe adjectives and other adverbs, but for fourth grade, we'll just be looking at how they describe verbs. So first off here, adverbs describe verbs. They tell how, when, or where something happens in a sentence. Most adverbs that tell how will end in ly. That's a big, big, big clue. If you see an ly word, it is probably an adverb. So here's some samples. The cheetah swiftly moved across the field. Well, how did the cheetah move? Move, ed words are verbs. Well, the cheetah moved swiftly. So swiftly is an adverb describing moved, telling us how. The children went inside. Action word, went, that's our verb. And it tells us where did the children go? Well, they went inside. So inside is an adverb that describes. Sometimes you might hear someone say it modifies. That just means describes the verb went. We went to the park yesterday. Again, here's the word went, and it tells us when. When did we go to the park? Yesterday. Now, an adverb is not always written near the verb that it describes in the sentence, just like this last one that we looked at. Yesterday was way at the end. It does not always come right next to the verb. Sometimes it's in other parts of the sentence. But when we're diagramming it, it doesn't matter where it's at in the sentence. You always diagram it underneath the word it's describing. So since it's describing a verb, we would put the line underneath the verb. Just like when we had adjectives describing the subject, we wrote them under the subject. Well, adverbs that describe verbs, we write them right underneath the verb. So on your work page 241, the guided practice section says circle the adverb that describes each underlined verb. Decide whether the adverb tells how, when, or where, and circle the correct answer. So for number 1, the roadrunner quickly caught the rattlesnake. Well, we look at how did it catch the rattlesnake? It caught it quickly. So we circle quickly, we circle how. Number 2, Gila monsters often live underneath rocks. Well, where do they live? They live underneath the rocks, I guess you could say, but we're looking for when, because underneath rocks here, that's a prepositional phrase. Now it is modifying the verb, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for just one word, not a phrase. So often tells us when they live under the rocks. Well, more often they are living under the rocks. Number 3, the vulture swooped down from the sky. Well, where did he swoop down? Where did he swoop from? He swooped down from the sky. So circle down and circle where. For the next section, it says circle the adverb in each sentence, underline twice the verb that each adverb describes. Now, it's going to be very helpful if you start by finding the verb first. Always find the verb first. So the great jerboa sleeps quietly in the daytime. What's our action word? Sleep. He's sleeping quietly. And then we're looking at how does he sleep? He sleeps quietly. Number 5, tonight the great jerboa will hunt again. Our verb, will hunt, helping verb and main verb. And we're looking at when will he hunt? Again, or tonight. Number 6, it searches hungrily for seeds and insects. What is it doing? Searches, underline that twice. And then circle hungrily, ly word. Searches how? Hungrily. The small rodent digs nearby in the sand. Well, the action word digs. And then where does it dig? It digs nearby. Then for number 8, write an adverb that completes the sentence by answering the question. The game will be played where? Where will the game be played? You could write any kind of word. Inside, outside, near, there. The game will be played any of those places, so you pick one. Number 9, his birthday party is, tell us when. Yesterday, tomorrow, next week. River wants to go outside because my neighbor's out there. Anyway, tomorrow, soon, any of those times will work for number 9. His birthday is soon. His birthday is tomorrow. Number 10, the large animal ate slowly. We're going to diagram this on the lines. Now, we've got quite a few lines because we're getting further along in our diagramming. We can find our subject and our verb first. Animal, ate. Animal's the who or what the sentence is about. Ate is the verb. And we're going to look for two adjectives that describe animal. Well, what kind of animal? Large and the. Oops, wrong way. And then how did the animal eat? How did it eat? Slowly, slowly. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video here and finish up the back of this page as well, practicing with your adverbs. And then you're going to move on to reading. Now today for reading, you are going to reread a couple of the stories that we've been working on. So let me get that book ready. Okay. It says to please reread pages 397 through 399 of the story Dandelions, and then reread pages 561 to 563, My Prairie Year, the one we've been working on this week. And you're going to be looking for, as you read those stories, where and when did the families move from and to? Where'd they move from? Where'd they move to? And when did they do the moving? Then we're going to be working in our workbook, activity book, with with timelines. And so a timeline is a sequence of events over a period of time. It's usually drawn one big straight line, and then you put markings on the line that mark different intervals of time, So if this was our school year, we could think about what happens at the beginning, what happens in the middle, what happens in the end. River, you need to be quiet. So at the beginning here, we could say this is September. Or actually, our school starts in August. So we could say this is August. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a minute and let her go outside. Okay, let's keep going. So in August, our school year started. So we use AUG as our abbreviation. And we would say start. This is when the school year started. Then we could put over here May. That's when it ends. And we could think of lots of different things that happened in our school year. You could mark out the different quarters. You could mark out maybe this is November and this is Thanksgiving break. So we could we're going to put fall break. And you could mark out the whole calendar here on the timeline. But the main thing to notice is the top part here is where you write the time, the date. If you're working on a timeline in history class, it's probably going to be the years, different years that something took place. Then down underneath here, this is where you're marking the what it is that happened. So for ours here was when did school start? So we put August, start. And so you're going to be working on timelines in your activity book today after you've finished rereading those couple of sections of the story. So you'll go to page 223 in your workbook, and it has a big timeline at the top. It says a timeline organizes key events in history. It shows these events in the order they happened. It also shows the amount of time that passed between events. A timeline can help us understand how one event relates to another. So you can see the colony of Jamestown was established, the Treaty of Paris ends the Revolutionary War, Louisiana Purchase, Nebraska Territory organized, Dakota Territory organized, Nebraska joins the Union, meaning it became part of the United States, and then North and South Dakota joined the Union. And so you can see all the different years that these things happened as America expanded, as it grew and got bigger and we moved further west. So you're going to read this paragraph and you're going to fill in the missing information on the lines. So some of the blanks you need to put a date, and some of the blanks you need to put the title, the what was it that happened. Then on the back of this page, you have just a little bit to do from your story. It says to draw a red line from Illinois to the Nebraska Territory to show the possible route traveled by the family in Dandelions. Draw a blue line from Maine to the Dakota Territory to show the possible route traveled by the family in My Prairie Year. And then down underneath, you're going to answer the question about what direction they were traveling. So a little bit of practice here with timelines for reading class. Remember, it's very important to reread those stories because that's helping to build your comprehension skills because you're looking at it again from a different perspective. Then for spelling class today, you're on page 112 and you're going to proofread. You're going to help Christine proofread her message. Circle the correct spelling for the word in each shaded box. please look at the list and make sure that you're circling the right spelling. Then underneath, write the spelling word that completes each sentence. So filling in those. Okay, please let me know if you're struggling with anything or if you have any questions. Sorry about River disrupting things. That's what it's like trying to work here at home with my doggy. Okay, see you later.